Some of you know I'm a student of the Holocaust. I'm the author of the Anita Dittman story, Trapped in Hitler's Hell. So I'm always on the lookout for just what do people know, understand, remember? What are they writing about the Holocaust? And I came across an online video story of American college students being interviewed by the daughter of Holocaust survivors. And the video producer is Rhonda Fink Whitman, a veteran TV and radio personality and an award-winning screenwriter. And she's the author of 94 Maidens, which is the story of her mother's Holocaust experience. So I really was troubled as I watched the very short online video. And this is clearly, as I speak, we are in the last generation of Holocaust survivors and liberators. The entire era is starting to be perceived as simply ancient history. These things happened over 70 years ago, might as well have happened during the War of 1812, in the minds at least of those who are very young. And remember, we repeat history if we don't learn from it, and I'll say more about that as I close this short commentary. So Rhonda made this video so that her home state, which is Pennsylvania, would join New York, New Jersey, Illinois, California, and Florida in making Holocaust studies mandatory for high school kids. And she was successful, and that actually happened in 2014. And she says on this short video, and we're not playing all of it, don't blame the kids for not knowing anything. It's the schools who simply aren't telling them anything, and apparently they don't have the curiosity to search out what actually happened during World War II. So as Holocaust ignorance and even denial becomes more and more rampant everywhere, and particularly on college campuses, I am hoping that such a law, in fact, will be passed in every state, in fact, in every country of the world, and that is that Holocaust history, the Holocaust era, would become mandatory study for young people. So now that was by way of introduction. So what I want to do is play just a short clip. It's about 4 minutes, and it's this Rhonda Fink Whitman interviewing a number of college students in Pennsylvania, and you will be shocked at exactly what it is they don't know. Now, when we come back, I'm going to have some more comments on all of this.
You went to public school in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And I'm just going to ask you a few questions, some general history questions.
Okay.
What was the Holocaust?
The Holocaust, I'm on the spot now.
It was I don't know how to say it. Like, it was something that happened in, like, I know the answer, but I don't know how to explain it.
Where did the Holocaust happen?
I have no idea.
Where did it start? Which country?
I have no idea. Is it Europe? I don't think so.
Which country was Adolf Hitler the leader of?
I think it's Amsterdam.
I'm not sure. I forget.
About how many years ago do you think?
World War II. Is that like 1800? Or I want to say like 300 years ago, maybe?
What were the prison camps called? What are they commonly known as?
I know this.
Begins with a C.
Concentration camps.
There you go. Can you name one?
No.
Not one.
Nope.
Can you name a concentration camp?
No.
What was Auschwitz?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
What was the Night of Broken Glass?
I don't know.
What was the Night of Broken Glass?
I do not know.
I don't know.
What were the Nuremberg laws?
Once again, I'm not sure.
I don't know that one.
What were the Nuremberg trials?
I don't know.
What was the significance of a ship called the St. Louis?
Don't know.
Which United States president was responsible for sending a boatload of Jews back to a certain death in Europe?
Not sure. Never heard that one.
I don't know.
Have you ever heard that before?
No, I haven't.
You look surprised when I said that. You never heard that story?
No, I didn't. I've never heard it.
I have no idea.
What was the final solution?
I don't know. I think it was just at the end of the World War II. They just it was the Nuremberg trials against the war crimes against the Nazi Party.
What do you mean by final solution?
What was his plan that he called the final solution?
Oh, I don't know then.
Do you know how many Jews were murdered?
I'm not sure. I want to say 3 million, but I have no idea.
Higher?
Higher? Is it 300? No.
Hundreds of thousands. That'd be my best guess.
I want to say like 1 million. I'm not sure.
What other groups were targeted besides Jewish people?
the African Americans. Here in the United States, they used to be like discriminated because skin color, and like the whites, especially American people, they used to like put them aside because of
What about in Europe? Who did the Nazis target besides the Jews in Europe?
I don't know.
What type of experiments were done on prisoners of Auschwitz?
I don't know.
What did they do to twins in Auschwitz?
I have no idea.
Name a form of resistance during the Holocaust.
I don't know.
Why did the Americans storm the beaches of Normandy?
I have no idea.
Where is Normandy?
So like, I mean, it's over near like England and Germany and all that jazz. I think it's like, it's not a peninsula, but like, do you know, I can look at the map and I'm like picturing the part that comes down, and it's like over in there, like.
Which country?
Normandy? It's over by Germany. I know that. Like, at least compared to the United States, it's over by Germany. Like, not much more help than that.
Which event thrust the United States into World War II?
I believe it was the murder of Franz Ferdinand. Yeah, Franz Ferdinand.
I think wasn't it the Holocaust? I believe it was the start of the Holocaust.
What was the ghetto uprising and where did it take place?
I don't know that either.
What did they tattoo on prisoners' arms at Auschwitz and other camps?
I want to say the Star of David, but I'm not really sure on what the tattoo was.
What U.S. general ordered his troops to take pictures of what they found at the camps when they got there so that no one would ever deny or forget what they did?
I don't know.
I don't know his name.
Who was Joseph Mengele?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, as you can see, there is shocking ignorance. And again, the producer of this film, Rhonda Fink Whitman, was hoping that this production would make Holocaust studies mandatory in her state of Pennsylvania, and it did. But these kids simply have no clue. They didn't even know that Pearl Harbor is what got America into the war, much less did they ever hear about Auschwitz or the final solution, or even who was the president of the United States at that particular time. So, pretty tragic, even more so when you realize that, and you may not know this, but I introduced this segment suggesting that history can repeat itself if we're not careful. And many of you may not know that Hitler's Mein Kampf, the book was republished in 2015, and it is so popular they cannot keep it in stock. It is currently Germany's second best-selling non-fiction book as I speak. Most people cannot find a copy of Mein Kampf, which is the book that started it all 80 years ago. So, is history repeating itself? Well, today we have literal Holocaust deniers, which makes this even more troubling. I mean, starting with Iran, and Iran just received $150 billion in sanctions relief to continue the agenda of Holocaust denial. Now, we are also failing to learn from history because we have Christian genocide going on as I speak. Washington is silent, Barack Obama is silent, the church is silent, and just as in the 1940s, unspeakable tragedy took place, and the world remained silent or indifferent or too busy and distracted to get involved, that is repeating itself as I speak. The world is too busy, it's too distracted to get involved with the genocide going on of the Christian population, particularly in the Middle East. In the 1940s, we had a president, FDR, who looked the other way with the Jews. Today, we have a president, Barack Obama, who's looking the other way with the genocide of Christians. So let me just read a very, very short couple of paragraphs. It's out of my book, Trapped in Hitler's Hell, and that's a true story of Anita Dittman. You can get that in my online store or by calling us, as well as a companion DVD, which is a documentary of Anita's life. It's actually very uplifting because of what God spared her from during her Holocaust years. But I wrote this in the introduction to the book. There is something unprecedented about the European Holocaust. For the first time in the blood-stained history of the human race, a decision was birthed in a modern state in the midst of a civilized continent to track down, register, mark, isolate, dispossess, humiliate, concentrate, transport, and murder every single person of an ethnic group as defined by the perpetrators. This was targeted at an ethnic group who so generously contributed to the culture of the world, to a people who have borne the brunt of enmity toward them because they dared to be different and dared to insist on their difference. Well, we don't have to be silent. We can be a voice for those who cannot speak if they are in chains or in concentration camps of the 21st century. And I encourage you to do so. And remember, God really, he speaks against all of this kind of evil. He speaks against it and about it all throughout the Bible. We read in Malachi 4, "For behold, the day is coming, burning like a furnace, and all the arrogant and every evildoer will be chaff. And the day that is coming will set them ablaze, says the Lord of hosts, so that it will leave them neither root nor branch." Psalm 34:16, "The face of the Lord is against the evildoers, to cut off the memory of them from the earth."